everyone, and welcome back on the third episode of BNI First Diamond Chapter. Today we have Fux together with us in this episode. Hi, Fux.
Hey, Susanna.
How lovely that you are going to join us today. Fux, can you first, just in a nutshell, introduce a little more to our viewers? What do you do?
I'm a calligrapher, meaning that I take a script. For me, it's Mongolian, and I make the ordinary script into something beautiful. So it's legible, it becomes art in a way.
Love that, love that. And how long have you been part of BNI?
8 months.
8 months? Oh, Fux might be one of our newest members. No, there's some people who came after you, but 8 months is such a short amount of time. Fux, in 8 months, what is the biggest thing you've grasped out of BNI already?
In a way, it has changed the way I approach my work.
Mm-hmm.
Because calligraphy at the beginning, I've been doing it for 13 years. So during that time, it has been up and down with like different approaches on how to tackle it. And when I started at university, I had zero idea how to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I know a little bit more now. But in general, BNI, or the BNI members, especially like in Hawaii where I was, or within the chapter, I was asked the correct questions that I had to answer for myself. So the best progress for me within the chapter was answering these questions for me, and this has grown the business quite well. At least that's how I see it.
Love that, love that. And Fux, can you tell us, why did you decide to join BNI?
Love at first sight. Because I was invited by a friend of mine, Michal Hrubi, because we are going to different networking in Brno when I used to live there, and we kept being friends during the time, and he was invited to BNI. I said, hey folks, that's an idea. There is BNI. Come join us, or come see how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I visited different chapters, then I came, and I already knew that this was good.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted English, and I wanted a morning. And here I am.
And here we are. I love that. Now, doing calligraphy and all of that, it's so unique. I've seen some of Fux's work, and it's always mesmerizing to watch him work. But Fux, where did it all started? Why calligraphy? Where did that journey start?
Once upon a time, primary school, because I'm not sure how that started exactly, but the first script I learned was Hebrew at 6th grade, because we are recovering all Jewish cemeteries in my home city, and that's where I had to learn the script, the Hebrew script, so that I could help the project manager to transcribe what was written on the tombstones. And then just started the love for scripts, I guess. Anything that was not Latin or Cyrillic was interesting. So Hebrew, yes. Then it went through the whole period of Lord of the Rings, of course. I just had to learn it all, and that was fun. And then it just kept on going, and at university I was thinking, all right, what do I do with knowledge of scripts? I don't know. But anyway, I went to study linguistics, and I had to learn two languages that would help me study linguistics in general, because general linguistics with no focus on a particular language. So I chose Hebrew because I already had the basics, and I went for Sanskrit because a wonderful script again. And then, I'm not sure if it was the first, second year, somewhere there, we had a lecture about languages of China, surrounding countries, and all that. And suddenly a teacher brought a book. There was a weird script on the cover. It's like, yeah, I want that.
That's calling me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the same for BNI. Love at first sight. I just saw it. I need this. And it's like, so what is it? I asked the teacher, what's that? He said, that's classic Mongolian. It's like, how do I Google this? I don't know. So it took like 6 months to find the basics, to learn something. And then it just progressed. I wrote a thesis comparing the ancient Mongolian, the classic, with the Khalkh Mongol, which is like the current Mongolian, spoken and written in Cyrillic. And it's been 13 years.
I love that. I love that. Now, for all of our viewers and everybody listening, it's mesmerizing to see Fux works when it comes to the calligraphy, and he actually ran a workshop for us in one of our meetings as well, and it was so beautiful. We got to actually do it ourselves, and it's so complicated. Now, I know, Fux, this answer, but how many people actually know this calligraphy that you do on the Mongolian one that you do?
I mean, in Mongolia, there are, I would say, a few hundred, let's say, who can a few hundred who do calligraphy, because we need to separate the part who knows the script and who does calligraphy. Because people who know the script in Mongolia, it's been growing over the years, and on the 1st of January this year, it's official that Mongolia uses the classic script along with Cyrillic on official documents, which is a huge step. So people have been learning, so more and more people in Mongolia know the script. But there are very few calligraphers. I would say it's a few hundred. I mean, that's give or take. I really don't know the exact number. But outside of Mongolia, there's 4 of us.
Such a flex.
That's how it is.
I love that. Okay, great. Fux, can you now share a little more? Let's dive in a little more towards BNI. How has your business changed, the everyday business life, ever since you joined BNI?
I started to take it seriously because I was employed in different jobs before joining BNI, and since I had different clients for like different things I do, I just didn't really want to ditch it. So I said, okay, let's freelance. And I said, okay, freelancing, and it was exactly that time when I joined BNI and started freelancing. It meant that I had some time for the other projects and I have some time for calligraphy. So I started taking it seriously and thinking about it as a business, because when like within the chapter, people have like in a way very weird businesses that they can actually run.
Yeah.
That I couldn't really imagine being employed somewhere else. Like you as an example, I'm a public speaking coach. Like, I mean, nice, interesting, but how do you build this as a business? It's just something that's out of the classic thinking borders, really out of the box in a way. And this was a great example for me. All right, I mean, what I do may be unique, yes, but still it's a normal business that needs to be run as a business.
Hell yeah. I love that.
And the difficulties are exactly the same.
Oh, exactly. And that's, we just talked, it's so funny because Fux has not seen the episode yet, but we talked with Harriet yesterday or a couple days ago when we recorded her episode. And she was saying about the beauty of our chapter of like everybody being in such a different niches, but somehow we still find the synergies and everybody's kind of running similar businesses without any similarities in everyday life whatsoever. So that's such a beautiful way of putting it. Now, Fux, can you tell us a project or anything that has come from BNI that has kind of like showcased to you more and it has brought more into your life and your business?
There is one we did in December, because Hank and Lucy, also members of our chapter, and we did a collaboration in Chocotopia. There were 3 weekends of a balloon festival for children, and they invited me, hey folks, do you want to do calligraphy with chocolate? It's like, hell yeah. I mean, because the one thing that I'm doing, keep doing in BNI is being a yes man.
And we appreciate it.
Like with mostly the positives. Of course, if you do it all the time, it's not really beneficial. But if you do it for the right things, and BNI usually brings the right things, then this is like hell yeah. So I got 3D printed. How do you call that? It's not a template. It's never mind. You just fill it with chocolate on an edible paper, and you just give it to children. And either they do it themselves, which is a lot of fun for them because, it's chocolate, I could almost eat it, but they don't eat it yet. But if it's on edible paper, this is what usually sold it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you want to write to chocolate? Oh, I hear chocolate, I like it. And edible paper, boom, let's do that.
And I don't think you would have ever got that opportunity if it wasn't for BNI.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's difficult to get a one-to-one with Hank in general.
We will force him to one of our episodes. Don't worry, guys.
Hopefully.
You will meet Hank eventually. He is one of a guy, definitely. He has a lot of stories to tell, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we spoke a few times, like during the whole festival. We shot a short video together with the stand that I had there. I mean, without BNI, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
So,
Love
a great
that.
experience.
I love that. Now, since BNI is all about networking, and it's even in the name of it, but when we think about, folks, your way of networking, can you give our listeners any tip? What would be one thing to do better while networking to make it more effective?
I mean, I think I have an unfair advantage in a way because I just love talking to people, and the definition of what I do is people strangers are just friends I haven't met yet.
Ooh, that should be our quotation.
Yeah. So it's an unfair advantage in a way because I really like talking to people. And it doesn't really matter what they do. I mean, if they're... Are we allowed to cuss on the podcast?
I have done that, so
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
So if they're not cool, then it's difficult, but still we can talk a little bit. I mean, I don't like small talk, so I prefer like, hey, how are you? Okay. And then, so, what do you love doing? Right away, like from the start. So meeting people and liking them is something that helps very much. And being interested in what they do. Because they ask you in reverse. If they don't, probably they are not the partners you're looking for in general. So I just keep asking about the person, because whatever they do, it's interesting for them. We had a one-to-one with Liz, who does taxes, and she said, look, I know it's boring, it's not as interesting as the stuff you do. It's like, hell no. I mean, you love the job, you built a business around taxes, so you have to love this.
Yeah.
So I just picked her brain a little bit on like what's interesting for her, because it must be interesting in a way. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not interesting for someone else.
Yeah,
that's the interesting
absolutely.
people I try to project.
Absolutely. I love that mindset. And yeah, definitely, you have an unfair advantage because not everybody thinks that way. So it's definitely in your brain an unfair advantage. So I love how you put it. Great. Fux, now share everybody. What is the vision for 2025? What's the goal for this year?
A few years back, I was thinking on like what I want to achieve in general, like to set myself some like goals that I want to accomplish within my lifespan. And I had 3 things. They might change through the time a little, but the one that has been there from the day one, I want to be in the Guinness World Record for the biggest calligraphy in the world.
Yes.
Which is currently on the Moscow Opera, done by Pokras Lampas, a wonderful calligrapher from Russia. And that's about 2 square kilometers, or 1.5, something like that. And the biggest picture in the world is about like 3 to 4 kilometers squared, so I need something bigger.
Okay, so that's the goal on 2025, or
I will start working on it.
yeah.
I already got some contacts for people contacts to people who have different big venues that where we could do it, and then I need to find a company who would help me actually buy the paints or the medium that I will use. And we'll see. I mean, if this would work in 2025, it would be wonderful. If we manage to just prepare it and do it next year, fine.
I love that. Dream big. That's definitely it, and that's physically dreaming big. So I love that.
Yeah, literally.
Amazing. Now, Fux, before I let you go on this episode, we're gonna have 2.0 like we have with our other members as well to
Wonderful.
go dive in deeper to you. But for this episode, tell us and our viewers, what should people remember you by?
Wow. like one thing.
If one thing pops in mind, yes. Jan, he's the YouTube guy, so he wants to be remembered by that. Or for Harriet, it was shrimp with camera. Or what is one thing?
Okay, let's do one, because mostly people ask me like what Fux means. As it started as a nickname, which then, and for many years I had no idea what it meant. And then I found 2 different definitions, which somehow overlap. It was at a metal concert in the mosh pit, and I was running there with a naked Polish guy. I mean, he had a kilt. He wasn't completely naked, but a small Polish guy. And do you know what means that you have Fux, masz Fuxa? I was like, I have no idea. I don't speak Polish. I mean, I understand a little bit, mostly cuss words, but so he just said, okay, masz Fuxa means that you're incredibly lucky. I said, right. I mean, this fits, because most of the stuff I managed to do was based on coincidences or opportunities that I just took, and I just said yes, and let's see where it goes. So, masz Fuxa? Yes, I have Fuxa. And the second one, I found it in a book somewhere, and there is a Chinese deity. It's spelled Fuxi. I'm not sure how it's pronounced correctly in Chinese, but Fuxi is a deity that brought calligraphy to China.
Oh, wait, and you found this out afterwards? Or
I mean, I've been Fux since primary school. pretty much from the time when I started doing
That
Hebrew,
is
I've been Fux,
fascinating.
and I found the Chinese part 2 years ago.
Ah, I mean, if that's not memorable for you, what is? So I absolutely love
And
that.
actually, there is a recent one from the Czechotopia part that in Bavaria, in the Bavarian German slang, something with as a fox that was moving very quickly, erratically, and chaotically. So that was the third definition, and that was a friend brought by Hank. So that was the third one I got, and that was very recent, a month ago.
I love that. So it just keeps building, as in why your name is Fux.
Exactly.
I absolutely love that. Thank you, Fux, so much for being with us on this episode. As said, we are gonna dive in deeper into Fux's mind. What is his business on the next episode? So make sure to go watch that next.
Please do.